Hello and welcome to the Mandem podcast. Of course, you just have me today, Breeze, as usual. Charlie's not here today because he's out and about and he's busy. So you just got me for today. But today, I'm back here to talk to you about the WWE Draft that's happening tonight and this coming Monday night on Raw. Now, speaking of the draft tonight, we saw on the bump that we saw the polls for the draft picks. So I want to give you my prediction on who I think is going where and why I think that's the case. So of course we know SmackDown gets the first pick for tonight. So I think Seth will go to SmackDown only because I think he needs a new start. He needs to find himself again and not really find himself, but like he needs to build himself to become a potential contender for the undisputed WWE Championship, which is currently held by Cody, who's also officially will be joining SmackDown since the champions are protected in this year's draft. So yeah, I think Seth will move to SmackDown. Raw, on the other hand, I can see the Bloodline moving to Raw tonight. Roman's done everything he can do on SmackDown for the last 3 years of his career, and I reckon tonight will be the night that he finally goes back to Raw, and when he returns, he'll probably either go after his own Bloodline because what Solo has been doing lately. But there again, he can also go after Damien for the World Heavyweight Championship if he gets moved to Raw tonight. Who else do I think will move to SmackDown and Raw? I think AJ will stay on SmackDown only because I think he has more in the tank on the blue brand. LA Knight, I think, will also stay on SmackDown because I think they're going to build up the feud between AJ and LA. I think this is far from over between the pair of them, and I think there's one more match on the cards. Who else is in the poll tonight? Sheamus. I think Sheamus will officially join Raw tonight, and I reckon they're going to push him to become push him for the Intercontinental Championship, the one championship he's never held in his career, the Intercontinental Championship. I reckon he will win that title tonight, and probably go on to be the best Intercontinental champion to have on the brand. Ricochet. Now, I think Ricochet will move to SmackDown and get a new start on the brand, and quite possibly, do what he can. Who else is there in the draft tonight? Oh yes, Bianca Belair. Bianca, I think, will move to Raw and become a potential contender for the Women's World Championship down the line against Becky Lynch. Who else is there? Who else do we have on the brand on the poll tonight? Excuse the background, it's my dogs. They're hungry. Who else is there on the poll tonight? Oh yes, we have Unholy Union. Of course, I reckon they'll move to Raw, and I don't know, just because I think Raw just needs a strong women's division at the moment. So I can see Alba Fire and Isla moving to Raw. Again, who else do we have on the poll tonight? Jey Uso, main event Jey Uso. Yeet. Yeah, I reckon he will go to SmackDown and have Cody's back on that brand. And everyone will be eating on SmackDown tonight. I was trying to remember who else was on the poll. Bronson Reed, I think, is on the poll tonight. Bronson, I think, will stay on Monday Night Raw, because I know he wants to go after Sammy and the Intercontinental Championship. Alpha Academy, I reckon they're going to get split up tonight. I think Chad will stay on Raw, and he have to fight for himself to win the title. But I reckon Maxine, Akira Tozawa, and Otis will move to SmackDown tonight. If there's any I've missed out, please let me know in the comments below, because it's hard to remember everyone in their right polls for tonight and for Monday. Drew McIntyre, I'll move on to night 2 because I can't think of anyone else. Night 2, Drew McIntyre I think will stay on Monday Night Raw and fight his way to becoming World Heavyweight Champion and officially holding it for a matter of records of time. CM Punk also, I think, will stay on Monday Night Raw and have that big feud with Drew when he is 100%. Jade Cargill, a newcomer who's come from AEW, I reckon she will follow Bianca on Raw. And again, you know, it's just because of they need to build a strong women's tag team division. So I can see Jade Cargill move into that brand. Kevin Owens, I reckon Kevin will move to Raw and help Sammy with his Intercontinental title and possibly another tag team run, another run at the World Tag Team Championships. There's one man I did leave out for tonight. It's Randy Orton. Randy, I think, will stay on SmackDown, and I reckon he will. I reckon he'll be a potential contender to face Cody for the undisputed WWE Championship. I'm trying to remember everyone else. Who else is there? Braun Strowman. Yeah, Braun Strowman, I reckon, will stay on Raw, and because who knows? There's been there's been rumors and been talks about Braun Strowman being part of the White Six, which it wouldn't surprise me since Braun is the best friend of the late great Bray Wyatt, my goat. But yeah, if Alexa or Uncle Howdy, aka Bo Dallas, or Eric Rowan return, I reckon they'll move to Raw with Braun just to build up that dominant faction and see what happens. Imperium. Now, we know what happened this past Monday on Raw. Ludwig Kaiser turned on Giovanni Vinci and splitting up Imperium. Well, Ludwig Kaiser is still part of Imperium with Gunther. And I can see Gunther and Ludwig Kaiser staying on Monday Night Raw tonight. As for Giovanni Vinci, not tonight, Monday, sorry. As for Giovanni Vinci, I think he will move to SmackDown and give him that mid-card push that he needs. Because they're not using him correctly at the moment, in my opinion. I think they're not using him correctly. But if Giovanni does move to SmackDown on Monday, then I reckon he should get a United States Championship run and build him up to be the superstar he was back down in NXT. I'm trying to remember who else there is. The Pride, Bobby Lashley, Angelo Dawkins, Montez Ford, and B-Fab. I think they will be staying on SmackDown, and I reckon, again, brands just need dominant teams, don't they, to potential tag team title run or whatever, you know. But I reckon they'll stay on SmackDown. The Final Testament, Karrion Kross, Akam, Razor, Scarlett, and Paul Ellering. I can see them moving to Raw tonight. Monday, sorry. I can see them moving to Raw, and you know, give them a dominant run on Raw. LWO, Rey Mysterio, Cruz del Toro, Joaquin Wild, Selena Vega, Carlito, and Dragon Lee, I think will be moving to Raw. Yeah, again, World Tag Team Championship run. That's what I'm saying. Legado del Fantasma, Santos Escobar, Angel Garza, Humberto Carrillo, and Elektra Lopez. I think they'll be staying on SmackDown just because SmackDown just need to keep some of the superstars, really. Andrade, I know he's in the poll for tonight. I think Andrade will be staying on Raw, just because he just signed the contract with Raw, and what's the point of moving him when he's just already signed the contract? And it's the same with Bron Breakker. I can see Braun staying on SmackDown tonight and just giving that run on SmackDown. He deserves a mid-card championship, or even better, he deserves a undisputed WWE championship run. He's got a lot in the tank. He's young. He's fast. He's powerful. He reminds me of a young a young like a young Scott Steiner. Powerful, fast. He's got everything in the tank. I can see Bron Breakker doing big things if he does stay on SmackDown. But if he goes to Raw tonight, fair play. But again, we'll see what happens. Again, there's a lot of potential for other superstars as well. For example, I'm trying to remember who else there is. I can't think of anyone else. This is very hard to remember. Oh gosh. Who else is there? Top of my head at the moment, Caden Carter and Katana Chance. Again, I think they'll move to SmackDown just because, SmackDown needs some women's tag teams. So I can see them moving to SmackDown. Chelsea Green and Piper Niven, I think, will stay on Raw, just because, who wants to take that Karen and her friend, I can't think of anyone else, but I'm now going to move on to NXT call-ups. Ilya Dragunov. I think Ilya will move to Raw, only because I think he's going to be turning heel, and I think he's going to be the replacement for Giovanni Vinci in joining Imperium. Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo, I think will move to Raw, just because Raw needs some mid-carders to contend with Sammy, really. Baron Corbin. I think Baron Corbin will, if he's eligible for the draft, I think he will go to SmackDown, and just kickstart his career again. But I think he'll come back as a face. I generally believe that him and Braun in the Wolf Dogs, they were the best, most fan favorite tag team on NXT. That I think they need to keep him on his solo run, but as a face, and potentially, face all of the heels that are on the brand. Who was this there? Liv Morgan. Another. I told you I'll forget the names. Liv Morgan. I think Liv will stay on Raw. Only because I think Josh McDade will stay on Raw, because I think what's the angle that I'm getting at is Liv is going to replace Rhea in the Judgment Day, and I think it's going to cause riots, because Liv said she's going to take everything away from Rhea. It first started with the Women's World Championship, which now belongs to Becky Lynch. Sorry, not belong, but it's now in the hands of Becky Lynch. But I think she's going to take her group away from her as well, and she's going to become the replacement for and manipulate Judgment Day into taking her into the Judgment Day and taking that away from her as well. Again, there's a lot of other superstars that I can think of, but I can't think of any. But yeah, let me know in the comments who you think is going to get drafted, and who you want to see get drafted, and what brand you reckon they think that you want them to be on. But as always, leave me a comment, give me a big thumbs up, and subscribe, please. I need a lot of you to subscribe for me, please. But yeah, take care. Thank you for watching today's video, and I will see you when I see you next.